right, you've got it locked on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show. Good to be with you, everybody. I'm Tim Ring. Hope your college football Saturday treated you well. If you wagered today and maybe did not quite come out ahead, we are here tonight to maybe help you win it back tomorrow during a jam-packed NFL Sunday. How does that sound? Yeah, week 9 of the NFL season is upon us, and if you are still thinking about joining the utter excitement that is sports wagering, downloading your FanDuel app is a great place to start. FanDuel, the #1 sports betting app in America, everybody, is offering this sweetheart deal to first-time users. Your first bet up to $1,000 completely risk-free. That's right, you cannot lose any money. Any bet, any amount, up to $1,000, and FanDuel has you covered. Now, another special FanDuel offering this week, and this week only to first-time customers. Enhanced odds on tomorrow's Green Bay, Kansas City game. No Aaron Rodgers, but FanDuel does have 30-1 odds on a $5 bet on either team to win the game. That's right. You pick the winner, and you're a winner. A $5 bet pays you $130. FanDuel always hooking you up with great offers like this. Remember, you can get your money back in as little as 2 hours, and FanDuel is now accepting Venmo. Everybody. All right, good show on tap tonight. Kirsten Suzelle is here in a bit to talk some Cardinals football, and later tips and insights, as always, from our resident handicapper, New York Nick. All right, let's get into the Cardinals game tomorrow. This line has been sliding all week. At the time of our taping, the Cardinals currently +2 in Santa Clara against the Niners, so they're underdogs right now. Now, just a heads up, when we visited with New York Nick just a few hours ago, the Cardinals were actually -1, so don't be alarmed by the different lines on the show tonight. The Cardinals' injury situation clearly moving the lines in the Niners' favor. The over-under are right now 45.5. Keep in mind, the total has gone over in 5 of San Francisco's last 7 home games. The Cardinals are +114. The Niners are -134. Here's a fun prop bet we found this week. So many of these you can find on your FanDuel app. Not a lot of homework you can do on this one. It's more of a guess, but you can bet whether the total points scored in the game will be an odd or even number. Kind of fun, right? The odds of an odd number coming in, -132. The odds on even, +114. So for whatever the reason, the better odds, betting that the game will end on an even number, are what you get when it comes to total points scored. All right, there you go. Stat of the week: who's been good against the spread this season? Who's been not so good? The Cowboys, Packers, Cardinals, and Titans have been a gambler's dream so far in 2021. Washington, KC, the Jags, and Niners have not. So how about that? So far this season, Cardinals good against the spread, Niners bad. Makes you think, does it not? I'm back with Kirsten Suzelle to talk about this Cardinals-Niners game coming up in just a minute.
This week on FanDuel Sportsbook, we're offering an exclusive odds boost to new customers. So you can turn
I like those odds.
into
I love those odds.
and Lil Dubs into Big Dubs. But it's only happening now on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
You're cleaning this up.
New customers get exclusive 30-1 odds on the Packers or Chiefs. Bet $5 to win $150.
All right, and we are back. Since she arrived in the Valley several years ago, she has been one of my favorite sports anchors and reporters, recently taking her talents to PHNX Sports. Kirsten Suzelle joins me for a few minutes here tonight on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show. Kirsten, thanks a lot for taking the time tonight. We appreciate it. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
I cannot wait to hear more about PHNX and the new venture you guys have recently launched. But you're covering the Cardinals, so we're going to talk some Cardinals now. Taking on the 49ers tomorrow in Santa Clara. Before we get into the game, I just want to get your thoughts, your read on the team, the disposition of the football team after suffering their first loss to the Packers back in that Thursday night game. Listening to the team during the press conferences, your read on the team. How do you think they are as a football team after losing game 1 of the season?
Yeah, I think it was a real gut punch, not only because they lost a game and ended their winning streak, but just the manner in which they lost that game. But it could be good, it could be bad, but they had a long weekend to let it simmer, to be emotional about it, and then move on. And so I think we heard the disappointment from the team after the game and towards the beginning of the week, but I felt as soon as Wednesday hit, it really seemed to be a turning point. They started talking about that game and moving forward in a different light. They started encouraging and supporting one another for what had happened in Thursday's game. And it seemed like once they stepped out on the practice field, we're moving on to the next one.
Yeah, and Kirsten, listen, you can look at an NFL schedule and say, well, every game is big, right? When you play 17 games. But, for the Cardinals now, you're coming off a loss. You got to go play a division game on the road. Never easy. 49ers actually gave them a game back last month here in Glendale. In your mind, how critical is tomorrow's game for the Cardinals to not let a one-game loss turn into a two-game losing streak?
Well, I would say with everything that happened last year, we know the snowball effect is real, and it's in, pretty recent history as well for this team. And so with everything that happened, last week, losing JJ Watt, which was a big blow to the morale of this team, losing that game and doing it in the manner that they did, I would say the last thing that I want to do is allow this to become something that snowballs into a couple of losses. Now you've lost a divisional game if they weren't, able to pull this one out against the Niners. And so it's important to just make it, hey, we suffered a loss. It's a 17-game season. It was going to happen at some point. Let's make it just one loss and move forward and pick up where we left off.
When they beat this team last month, they beat Trey Lance playing quarterback for the 49ers. Now, tomorrow, they will face Jimmy Garoppolo. Your thoughts on the differences in terms of the Cardinals defense and what they're facing, and what do the Cardinals defensive players have to say this past week about facing Garoppolo as opposed to Lance?
Well, with this team, we're always talking about run defense. And now that you've lost JJ Watt, I mean, that's a big factor in this game. Trey Lance was making his first career start. He made some rookie mistakes. He's not as dynamic of a quarterback as Jimmy G, certainly doesn't have the same experience. So they know they're going to be up against a veteran quarterback, their franchise guy right now. And they're still going to probably, be focusing on running the ball, and run defense is going to be key. But they know what they've got, going up against Jimmy G. It's a different team, a different offense with Jimmy G at the helm of it.
Yeah, Kirsten, on the other side of the ball, AJ Green finds himself on the COVID list, assuming he stays on that list.
Yeah.
Andy Isabella's been inactive, I think, every game this year. I think every game, maybe not. But anyway, he hasn't been a factor. Could Andy Isabella be active tomorrow? Could he be a factor in this game?
Yeah, I think he's been active for 2 games this season, but has not caught a pass. So he's been a non-factor. I think we might see a guy like Antoine Wesley get in the game before Andy Isabella.
Come on.
I do think there's a chance with him. So one of the 2 guys, I'm sure, if that's the case, are going to get some playing time. We all thought that there was a good potential that Andy might not be with this team come trade deadline, but he's still here. So he still has a place on this team. I'm sure they would love to, incorporate his speed into this game if they can. So I would say he for sure, at minimum, will be active for this game.
I read at least one of your tweets, Chris Banjo among the veterans trying to pick up Rondale Moore after the rookie had a tough night against the Packers last Thursday.
Yeah, that just speaks volumes about the locker room and how close these guys are, and, wanting to pick each other up. He had a welcome to the NFL game. Rondale Moore, unfortunately, was a part of multiple turnovers on Thursday, and he did not have a great game. But his teammates are surrounding him and making sure that they know what kind of player he is, that everybody still has confidence in him, that he's a big piece to this offense this year. But even Cliff eventually coming to AJ Green's defense, I think it just speaks volumes to, hey, we don't want to point fingers, we don't want to blame. We're all in this together, and that's how this locker room is built.
Kirsten Susel, PHNX Sports. I know you're excited. It's been a couple months now, I think, since the launch. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing, where fans can find you, because you're still pretty new, and what this new media entity, conglomerate, if you will, is all about.
Yeah, so super excited. We've been launched for about 2 months now. I am the lead on the PHNX Cardinals show. So you can find that on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. But we also have a Suns, a Coyotes, a D-backs, ASU, U of A shows that we do daily. And so you're going to get the visual side of it on our social media channels on YouTube. You're going to get the audio side on podcasts. We also have some awesome writers on staff that are writing articles and features. And we just like to have fun. It's a different environment than I've ever been around, coming from a traditional media background. So we get to have a lot of fun, and it's really fun to be able to connect with fans in that way as well.
Well, some of you guys are my friends. Many of you guys are my peers, and I wish you all the luck. I do want to ask you one quick question, though, while we're on the topic. When you guys all got together and you said to yourselves, okay, here's the void in Valley sports media that we would like to fill. Here's what we can do differently to fill this void. What was that void? Where do you guys want to make an impact, where you feel you can make a difference and set yourself apart and ultimately be successful for the long term here in this market?
Well, we're community-based. And so first and foremost, we want to create a culture and an environment where fans feel like they're a part of what we do. And so that, whether that means the way in which we present, our podcasts or our shows, or the awesome t-shirts that we create, at least once a month, that are kind of geared towards what a fan would really want to wear. And first and foremost, though, it's just our goal is to make our viewers really feel like they are completely connected to what we're doing. And there's no, we're talking to you. We're all in the same room together.
Kirsten Susel, thank you so much for your thoughts on the Cardinals, and good luck with the new venture. We really appreciate you taking the time tonight. Come back and see us again. All right.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. We're taking a quick break. Back with more after this.
When you make a same-game parlay bet on FanDuel Sportsbook, you can make this, plus this, then this, all add up to...
No way. No way. Oh, no way. We did it. We did it. I did it.
all game long. With FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, make all your favorite moments of the game add up to one awesome moment. New customers get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. FanDuel, make every moment more.
All right, we're back on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show. We're at Footprint Center now, home of the Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns. The Suns, also a proud partner of FanDuel Sportsbook. Look, there's a lot of buzz and excitement right now here in Arizona as sports wagering is now finally legal. We also know there are a lot of questions, so we wanted to take a few minutes here tonight to make sure everybody at home is comfortable placing their sports bets on their FanDuel Sportsbook app. And when they do so both safely and securely. So away we go. To get started, it's easy. Grab your phone, you go to the App Store, and you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You sign up and you open up your account. And then when it comes to depositing money, well, that's easy too. You can deposit money into your FanDuel Sportsbook account in a variety of ways, including ACH, debit and credit cards, online transfers, PayPal, and more. It's convenient, it's easy, and once you're in, and you're ready to begin wagering. And once you're in, the FanDuel interface makes it very easy to not only navigate the app, but place a bet. How so? Well, you can search by different sports, available promotions, and even live games. As for what types of bets you can place, well, FanDuel has plenty of options. Money lines, point spreads, even same-game parlays. Yeah, FanDuel has so many different ways you can place a bet. And for all you new gamblers out there, what those bets mean and how they pay out, we'll be covering that information over the next few weeks right here on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show. Essentially, there is no one way to bet. It's all about personal preference, and FanDuel wants to make sure you have a great experience. So whether it's an iPhone or Android, you just go to sportsbook.fanduel.com to download the app and get started placing your sports bets today. All right, now very important. Everybody wants to know about safety and security with the app when you talk about money exchanging both ways. Rest assured, your money is safe with FanDuel. FanDuel has spared no expense with state-of-the-art technology to keep your money safe. and all withdrawals and deposit methods are secure. FanDuel has invested incredible resources into security, and if you wager with FanDuel, your money will be safe. So when you win, you can receive your money in less than 24 hours, and you can request that money in a variety of forms. ACH, check, PayPal, the FanDuel prepaid card. Your choice, your call. It's simple, it's easy, and you'll have your winnings in no time at all. FanDuel's also committed to providing you with the resources and support to have responsible fun. They've made it extremely easy to get in touch with their customer support team. And when it comes to self-regulating on the app or website, you can set limits on how much time you're spending on the screens. You can set limits on how much money you deposit and how much money you can bet. You can also call a timeout or put yourself in timeout for a short period of time. And of course, you can always delete your FanDuel account permanently. Again, FanDuel wants to work with you here in Arizona to make this a fun, safe, and secure endeavor as we enter the legal world of sports wagering. And another reminder, you can always contact the FanDuel support team. They're always happy to help and discuss any of your concerns. FanDuel Sportsbook also the first to team up with the AGA to promote the fundamentals of responsible sports wagering. FanDuel takes this incredibly seriously, and they'll always remind you to gamble responsibly, and that if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXTSTEP to 53342 for confidential help. So best of luck, everybody. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is ready, and it could not be any easier for you to begin sports betting today. And by the way, let us know how you like it. FanDuel, without question, is always looking for ways to improve your sports wagering experience.
This week on FanDuel Sportsbook, we're offering an exclusive odds boost to new customers, so you can turn
I like those odds.
into
I love those odds.
and Lil Dubs into Big Dubs. But it's only happening now on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
You're cleaning this up.
New customers get exclusive 30-1 odds on the Packers or Chiefs. Bet $5 to win $150.
All right, we are back on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show. Time now for a little info, insight, and entertainment straight from the back room of a Brooklyn saloon. It's our very own handicapper, New York Nick. Nicholas, what is happening on this fine night in the Big Apple?
Tim, honestly, I just got back from the gastroenterologist. Halloween, I had too many treats. My stomach's doing tricks on me. My top 3 candy bars, Payday, 100 grand, and my favorite, Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. You can find New York Knicks work in the Daily Sports Edge. It's based right here in Arizona. Actually, Nick, before we get to your game of the week, give me some quick thoughts on the Cardinals Niners tomorrow in Santa Clara. As we recorded this segment, these are the numbers we're looking at. The Cardinals -1 over under 45.5. Cardinals minus 120. 49ers plus 102.
So my cousin Vinny used to say to me, it's the little pieces that make the big picture, okay? To me, this is a big picture game, okay? Are the Cardinals better than the 49ers? Absolutely, okay? Cardinals are 7-1 this year. They're 4-0 on the road, okay? Last year, only one team, the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, went undefeated on the road. All the top playoff teams, the best they could do was 6-2 on the road. So let's be honest. Arizona will probably go 6-3, 7-2 on the road this year, right? Where are those losses going to come, Tim? They're going to come in a few weeks at Detroit. You got an interdivision matchup against a team you just played a few weeks ago. San Francisco, 3-4. They're 0-3 on the road, okay? They're 0-3 at home, okay? It's called regression to the mean. That's the word of the week, regression to the mean. Now, only the worst teams in the league lose 4 in a row at home. Is San Francisco one of the worst teams in the league? They got the number 5 defense in the whole NFL in yards per play and yards per pass attempt. One of the worst teams in the league aren't ranked in the top 5 on defense, okay? Tough interdivision matchup. The coaches know each other. They've both been there for a few years. I think I got to side with the home team this week, Tim.
All right, New York Nick, your game of the week. New York Nick's got Carolina on his mind on your FanDuel app. The Panthers and Pats, the Panthers plus 3.5.
Yeah, so New England, very similar to Arizona. New England is 3-0 on the road this year. Now think about that, Tim. In the NFL, a rookie quarterback is 3-0 on the road, okay? The team's only 4-4 in the season. And 3 of those 4 wins, Tim, one against the worst team in the league, Houston Texans, and 2 of those wins against the second worst team in the league, the Jets. Or is it the Jets are the worst team in the league and Houston's the second worst team? Regardless, 3 of the 4 wins against those schleps, okay? So now you got Carolina. They just got their best defensive player back, Shaq Thompson. Let me tell you the Shaq Thompson effect. In the first 3 games with Shaq Thompson, the linebacker, they didn't give up more than 14 points once. He got injured in week 4. The next 3 games, they gave up at least 21 points in all 3 games. Last week, his first game back, what do you think? They only gave up 13 points. He had 10 tackles, key interception in the red zone. They also just got back Stephon Gilmore last week. They traded for him from the Patriots. So there's a little bad blood there. He had an interception in the red zone as well last week. So their defense is playing well. Tim, you got a 4-4 team on the road with a rookie quarterback as a 3.5-point favorite against another 4-4 team. You never see that. Take Carolina and take the cannolis.
The Shaq Thompson effect. People, you're getting this kind of stuff for free on the FanDuel Sportsbook Show.
Absolutely right.
You should hit your knees and thank God every night that New York Nick is here. People have to pay. People have
Not
to
many
pay
people
for this
are going to tell
stuff.
you about the Shaq Thompson effect.
Oh my goodness! Hey, I love Prop Me Up this week. It's the lowest scoring game of the week.
The lowest scoring game of the week.
You got to find either 2 bad offenses or 2 great defenses. Nick, what do you like?
Okay, so check this out. In the last 3 weeks, I bet you didn't know this, Tim, the number 1 team in the whole NFL on defense in yards per play, my New York Giants, okay? And number 4 again in the yards per pass defense in the last 3 weeks. They're playing sneaky good defense. 2 games ago, 25-3. They only gave up 3 points to Carolina. Last Monday in KC against the explosive Chiefs, they only gave up 20 points. Kansas City's second lowest output of the season, okay? So they got a sneaky good defense. On offense, Danny Dimes, he's got no weapons left. Saquon Barkley, c'est la vie. Their injured wide receiver, Sterling Shepard, Sterling's kind of rusty. The big play threat, Kenny Galladay, he's on a holiday. So you got a sneaky good defense, a banged-up offense. Las Vegas, remember, 1 o'clock East Coast time, that's 10 a.m. at the Mandalay Bay. It's very sleepy. I think this might be an ugly, low-scoring 17-13 type game. I think it's a good shot as the lowest scoring game of the week.
All right, there you go. Plus, we break out the crystal ball with New York Nick. Anybody who wants to bet a futures, as they call it, we call it a look ahead. Nick, we'll take a look at the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. And remember, for all you new gamblers, it's not just about the player when you're thinking about making a wager. It's about the odds that the players are getting when you make what would be considered a good bet, Nick.
Yes. So if you look at this future play, Trevon Diggs, listen to the year this guy's having, okay? He had an interception in each of the first 6 games. Only one other guy in NFL history has done that. 7 interceptions in the first 6 games. Only one other guy in the Super Bowl ever, Hall of Famer Rod Woodson, has ever done that. Not only does he have 7 interceptions, he's got 2 touchdowns, Tim. Okay, he's got 142 return yards. So now as he's taking the ball away, he's either scoring or setting up Dallas in a great position to score. Okay, check this out, Tim. Opposing quarterbacks have a 43.9 quarterback rating when targeting Trevon Diggs. Now, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what that number means, all right? But check this out. If a quarterback takes a snap from center and spikes the ball, he has a 39.6 quarterback rating. Targeting Trevon Diggs, he's got a 43.9 quarterback rating. To put this in perspective, Russell Wilson is tops in the NFL. He has a 125 quarterback rating. Kyler Murray, how great he's played, he's got a 110 quarterback rating. The 17th quarterback in the NFL, which is smack in the middle because there's 32 teams, Jimmy G, he's got a 92 quarterback rating. Targeting Trevon Diggs, 43.9. Listen, Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, the 2 guys rated ahead of him in this bet, they're both having great years. But both of those teams, they might not even make the playoffs. So Trevon Diggs, in my opinion, should be the favorite. He's number 3rd, so I think there's value there at plus 500.
New York Nick, as always, we appreciate your time, your insight, and your information. We will see you again next
You got
Saturday
it,
night.
Tim. And remember, kids, no matter where you go or what you do, when in doubt, always take the points.
All right, week 9 fantasy football, of course, is in high gear. Money to be made on FanDuel. Here's Colin Fleming with this week's Fantasy Focus.
All right, Tim, big week 9 here in the NFL on the FanDuel Fantasy Focus. So let's kick it off like we do each week with our play. And this week, we are not messing around. I'm going with Packers running back Aaron Jones, coming in at $8,500 against Kansas City, who are allowing the 8th most points to running backs this season. And here's why. On 35.7% of the Packers' plays this season, Aaron Jones gets the ball. That's the 6th highest touch share in the NFL amongst backs. And he's made the most of his opportunities, going over 90 total yards in 6 of the last 7 weeks, finding the end zone 5 times during that span. Next up, stay away. And this week, I'm staying away from Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott at $8,200 against Denver. In the previous 5 games with Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott 100% healthy, Zeke is averaging 20.3 points per game. Last week with Cooper Rush under center, Zeke scored less than half his average total with only 9.3 points. Until Dak proves he's back to 100%, I'm not taking the $8,200 risk on Zeke. And last topic on this week's Fantasy Focus, it's the long shot lock, where we give you a value play at $5,500 or less. And this week, I'm going with Ravens rookie wideout Rashad Bateman at $5,400 against the Vikings. Look, I love this kid. Bateman has looked every bit the part of a first-round pick in limited action, including going over the 80-yard mark in his last matchup. Coming off the bye, look for Bateman to have a big impact and cash in on that long shot value, because I guarantee you after this week, you're not going to be able to get him that cheap again. I'm Colin Fleming. That's this week's FanDuel Fantasy Focus.
Colin, thank you. Hey, everybody, a quick reminder about a special FanDuel is offering to all users a $10 risk-free bet on a same-game parlay with 3 legs or more. If your bet doesn't win, FanDuel pays you back to up to $10. For you new gamblers, a same-game parlay is when you make 3 bets or more in the same game, and all 3 have to hit for you to win. More on the same-game parlay as you get a nice payout as well. Remember, on FanDuel, you always get your money back in as little as 24 hours. All right, that'll do it for us. Just a reminder, Cardinals and 49ers meet in Santa Clara tomorrow. Remember, everybody, the clocks changed tonight, so the NFL kickoff times, they're a change in here, too, in Arizona. No more 10 a.m. kicks. We have to wait until 11, and the Cardinals and Niners kick at 2:25. Special thanks to our guest tonight, Kirsten Susell of PHNX Sports, and as always, our handicapper, New York Knicks. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great Saturday night. Make us a part of your regular Saturday night viewing habits right here. We leave you with the quote of the week. It comes courtesy the old proverb, quote, "Scared money never wins." Remember that, everybody. Have a great night, and as always, good luck.
FanDuel Sportsbook, you can make every tip-off feel like a buzzer beater. Every free throw feel like a half-court dagger. And every dribble, dunk, loose ball, oh my, get that out of here. A chance for you to win big. Make every moment more this NBA season with FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers get a risk-free bet up to $1,000.